Saturday, March 24th, 1984, Shermer High School, Shermer, Illinois, 60062. Dear Mr. Verdon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was that we did wrong. What we did was wrong. But we think you're crazy to make us write this essay telling you who we think we are. What do you care? You see us as you want to see us in the simplest terms and the most convenient definitions. You see us as a brain, an athlete, a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Correct? That's the way we saw each other at 7 o'clock this morning. We were brainwashed.
Why is this door closed? Why is this door closed? Who closed this door? Did you close this door?
No, it just closed.
Did you close this door?
No, ma'am.
Did you close this door?
He told us to sit, so we were sitting.
How about you?
She doesn't speak.
Well, now that the camera has panned beautifully to my complexion, I'm going to begin speaking to you right now as the foremost expert on social psychology. I feel qualified to comment on this, textbook case that we see here. In the beginning of this film, there's a very important scene in which all these opposing forces, teenagers that come from different groups, must come together and decide whether or not they will work together or continue to oppose each other. Now, the culminating moment in their opposition is when the door slams again, and the principal comes in and inquires about the slamming of the door. Now, what is interesting here is they all seem to really despise each other at the beginning, but all of a sudden they are forced to lie on behalf of John Bender, a person they all seem to hate. But here we see the phenomenon of superordinate goals, in which all these opposing forces and opposing groups must come together to fight against a common enemy and find agreement and consensus. The common enemy in this case is the principal. The superordinate goal in this case is to, steel themselves against the authority of the principal. So, this is the main reason why they all lie on behalf of John Bender, despite their initial animosity towards him. So, it's quite interesting to see the superordinate goals at work in this case.
Right now, I wish I was on a flight to, say, Paris.
Alright, be careful now. This guy's a cherry.
Cherry?
Yeah.
I'm not a cherry.
What do you mean you're not a cherry? When have you ever gotten laid?
I laid lots of times.
Oh, you've laid lots of times. Name one.
She lives in Canada. I met her in Niagara Falls. You wouldn't know her.
I see. Ever laid anyone around here? Oh, I see. You and Claire didn't, huh?
What are you talking about, Brian?
Nothing.
Oh, very interesting.
No.
But
What are you talking about?
Well, what were you motioning to Claire for? Just,
No, I'm not, John. I was a cherry. I said I wasn't. That's it. That's all.
well, all you're trying to say is that you're not a virgin?
He's lying.
Well, what Brian seems to be telling me is that in addition to the number of girls in the surrounding Niagara Falls area, you and him are presently riding the hobby horse.
I have no idea what he's talking about. What are you talking about, Brian?
You know he's lying.
Why would you say that to him?
Yep. But okay, I'm a virgin.
There's nothing wrong with being a virgin.
There isn't.
I'm not a virgin. I did it lots of times with my professor. But you see, he was married, so he was having an affair. because, well, he had a wife and kids and all, but, I mean, I think he still liked me, right? Like, we did it lots of times. Just kidding. I am a virgin. I'm a compulsive liar. But you see, it's a trap. If you've done it, you're a slut. If you haven't, you're a prude. It's a double-edged sword.
As we view these adolescents, it becomes apparent that they are verbalizing their own sexual desires, as is consistent with Freud's psychosexual stages of development. These adolescents are exhibiting the genital stage, in which they seek out heterosexual pleasure as most important to their development, and this is just a classic case that we see among adolescents today.
In addition to Mrs. Steinbeck's comments on the psychosexual stages of Freud, we must also look at some abnormal psychology in this case. If we take a look at Allison's character, we will see that she is a compulsive liar, because here she has lied about sleeping with a professor. In addition to being a compulsive liar, we explore Allison as being someone with borderline personality, because she exhibits other symptoms of this mental illness.
This recording.
So, what's your poison? What do you drink?
Vodka.
Vodka? When do you drink vodka?
Whenever.
Is that what you're here for?
What are you in here for?
Hey, what's up, guys? Just had a nice little run-in with our favorite lady. But, how's it going? Brian, do you have a baby? Oh, alright. Okay.
You aren't doing it in the library, are you?
Pretty dank. Yeah. Whoever wants to join me?
Come on, guys, don't do that. Brian! Seriously, guys? Oh, whatever.
I want to get high, so high. I want to get high, so high. I want to get high, so high. I want to get Well, let's the funk, let's stick the blunt and twist it. The slam of fight to the fight punk on your discus. What your message you got to
Well, folks, in the smoking scene, they happen to be smoking a substance I don't particularly approve of in the marijuana sense. Now tell your children never to mess around with that stuff. It has very negative influence. But we see that most of these teenagers are the sad victims of conformity, something that we as humans all experience. Now, conformity is the tendency of humans to change their behaviors in order to align with that of a group, such as the camera just now was conforming to Kelvin's wishes of its own height. Now, in this case, we have often what we call a normative social influence, in which the members of a group conform out of their own fear of being judged by other members of the group. And in this case, they may or may not have changed their own opinions about situations. They simply are acting based on how they will be perceived. Which, in someone like Brian's case, someone who would be sort of against the usage of marijuana, it's obvious that he is largely acting to benefit his own social image in the context of the group. Furthermore, let's explore the factors of conformity. Foremost, possibly being the size of the group. This is not a small group. This is also not a huge group. It's an optimal size of around 5 people. And research has been shown to say that in this size of a group, people are more likely to conform. In addition to that, it's interesting exploring the dynamics in terms of the authority figure. And John Bender here, because of his perceived, social power, has the ability to act as an authority figure. He has experience smoking the marijuana, and he has the ability to defy legitimate authority figures like the principal. So, people lower down on the social ladder, like Brian, like the basket case, are more likely to conform to him. Finally, we have the phenomenon of groupthink. Groupthink occurs when members of the group would like to preserve the positive attitude and don't speak out against other members. This may be occurring in this case, and it's something I've seen through a lot of my experience in research.
Now I had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's a truth, and I owe it all to you.
'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
So, do you guys know what I did to get in here? Well, I taped Larry Lester's buttons together.
That was you?
You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the bizarre thing is, I did it for my old man. Because in that moment, Larry was so weak, and it just reminded me of how I have to be strong.
Do you guys want to see something really cool that I learned in summer camp? But promise you won't laugh. I can't believe I'm doing this.
That was great, Claire. My image of you is totally blown.
Cut it out.
Am I laughing? Am I laughing?
No, but you're being a total prick.
You promised you wouldn't laugh.
What do you care what I think? Anyway, I don't even count, right? I could disappear forever, and it wouldn't matter. I don't even have to exist at this school. Nobody gives a shit. And you don't even like me anyway. Why do you give a shit?
I have just as much feelings as you do.
God, you are pathetic. Don't you ever compare yourself to me, okay? Because you have fucking everything, and I've got shit. Oh, those are nice. I like your earrings, Claire. Are those real diamonds,
Shut
Claire?
up, will you?
Oh, did you work your ass off to pay for those earrings, to get the money to pay for those earrings?
Just shut up, will you?
Or wait, where else could she get them? Did your daddy buy them for you?
Just stop, will you?
I bet they were a nice little Christmas present, huh?
Just stop.
You wanna know what I got
Just
for
shut
Christmas?
up.
You wanna know? It was a banner fucking year in the Bender family, let me tell you. My old man grabs me. He says, "Smoke up, Johnny." Gives me a pack of cigarettes. That's what I got for Christmas. So go home and cry to your daddy. Don't cry here. Cry when you got real shit to cry about.
Are we gonna end up like our parents?
Not me. Not ever.
It's unavoidable. It just happens.
What happens?
When you grow up, your heart dies.
Who cares?
I care.
Hey guys, are we gonna see each other on Monday?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
No.
Why are you so rude, Claire?
I'm just being truthful.
Yeah, you're a real bitch, Claire.
Okay, say you were walking down the hallway and you saw Brian and you were with all your burnout friends. Like, you would say hi.
Yeah. Love this kid.
I would not see you doing that.
I would say hi to you guys if I saw you guys in the hallway on Monday.
That's because you have no friends.
I would still say hi though.
It seems like Elsa and I are better people than you guys is. If I were to see you guys in the hallways, I'll definitely say hi.
That's because your friends would be honored if I said hi to them. They look up to us.
Claire, you're so conceited. Fuck you. Fuck you. Do you know what I did to get in here? I hid a gun in my locker.
You have a gun in your locker?
What you gonna do with a gun?
Kill myself.
You're just gonna off yourself like that?
I didn't have much choice.
What happened?
So I was in woodshop doing this project and I was supposed to make the light go up, well, and everyone else did except me. And I mean, my parents can't have an F, because, and even if I managed to ace the rest of the semester, I will only have a B. I considered my options and I had no choice.
Brian, killing yourself isn't an option.
Well, it looks like I didn't do it, did I?
Yeah. Oh, Brian. Do you guys want to know what I did to get in here? Nothing. I just didn't have anything better to do.
In this situation, right, it appears to be a pretty distinct juxtaposition between two different archetypes, one being the jock, Andy, and the brain, Brian. But if you examine possible causes behind their behavior, you find that it's not the juxtaposition that it seems to be, and that they both come from very similar parenting backgrounds. In this case, they both appear to have experienced severely authoritarian parenting. So, authoritarian parenting is characterized by very, very strict rules, very high expectations, very rigid expectations, and these rules and expectations are expected to be followed unconditionally and without question. So, the parents often give very little to no reason why these are the expectations and rules that the child must follow. So, this, when in Brian's case, is projected onto the academic sphere, and in Andrew's case, is projected onto the sporting sphere. So, what this results in, classic case again, is very low self-esteem, poor social skills, definitely amplified in Brian, and very low levels of happiness, as observed clearly by his suicidal tendencies and Andy's sense of regret and sort of lack of purpose in life. So you can really see the strong effects of authoritarian parenting in this instance. So, according to my extensive research in parenting, it becomes apparent to me here that there are also two sufferers of the same poor parenting style. Now, we have John Bender, and we also have the basket case, played by the Ali Sheedy person. And according to my research, this would be classified as the uninvolved parenting style, usually characterized by parents who may neglect or physically abuse their children. Physical abuse, it would be in Bender's case, and neglect or complete ignorance and avoidance would be in the basket case. And so the parents are indifferent, or they actively neglect or abuse their children, and parents tend to focus on their own needs and amplify their own needs relative to their children. And oftentimes parents don't even know where the child is, and as a result, as the child goes into their adolescent years, we often see them skipping school, really acting out, and they become socially incompetent or immature or irresponsible. Basket case, definitely socially incompetent and very moody. John Bender being very irresponsible, super aggressive, non-compliant in any way. Over the course of my studies, I've definitely noticed correlations between skipping school, delinquency, and precocious sexuality, all very much associated with uninvolved parenting. So these are perfect examples that we see here.
You're so pretty without that cap on your face.
What happened to you?
You don't like it? Let her do it.
I mean, you look good.
Dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. But we think you're crazy to make an essay telling you who we think we are. You see us as what you want to see us, in the simplest terms, in the most convenient definitions. But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain, an athlete, and a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely, yours, The Breakfast Club.